Saudi Carb and welcome to another MMA Monday here for the Funky Pod. It's Monday and you know what it means. We talk about MMA and there hasn't been any event this past week to review, which means we have lots of time to jump into the previews, of course. A few things that happened, but before we start, of course, I have to mention we are still not sponsored by Manscaped and it will stay like this until Manscaped sponsors us. So no Manscaped ads here in this podcast. You're welcome. So after we recorded the last week's podcast, basically right after, two things happened. One, Lewis versus Gane was announced as interim title fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. What? Francis Ngannou was like, what the hell did I do wrong right now? It's been 3 months since I won my title. Other heavyweights fight like once a year. What the heck? And while I'm not the biggest Francis fan per se, I agree with what the heck. And I thought UFC wants to push Francis, like negotiation problems or something right now. The manager came out and Dana White hating on the manager, of course, leads me to believe that maybe the UFC is not that high on Francis anymore. Well, it's the obvious conclusion, right? Because they move on and make like Lewis versus Gane as the interim title. Must be like a really big letdown for Lewis. I hope he takes this fight serious, not like, it's just Gane, it's not Francis, so I can just wing it. Because I assume, well, Gane of course is hyped, and it's gonna be another high-level sparring match, point karate, where Gane just stays on the outside, picks Lewis apart, Lewis gets tired, Gane picks him more apart, wins 50-45 by decision. So that's my early prediction here for UFC 265. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope home crowd Houston is gonna, push Lewis to his best fight ever. Hopefully another knockout would be awesome, of course, because he doesn't win by decision. And then seeing the gold around Derrick Lewis' waist would be amazing. Then finally we could be like, Derrick Lewis, the beast, he's okay. I hope we can say that. The second thing that happened was Joe Schilling. Joe Schilling just like knocking a dude out cold in a bar. You've probably all seen the video. So Joe Schilling's in a bar. He comes back from whatever, toilet, wherever he was. Bumps into this dude. The dude was on camera before. It seemed like an annoying guy, but bumps into him, moves past, then turns around. Like it looks like the dude said something to him and then just punches him and just knocks him out cold. So an MMA fighter, a trained fighter, knocking a random dude out in a bar, of course not okay. Joe Schilling came out on social media like, so this guy was racist and I know he provoked it and blah, blah, blah. And now eventually he even shared like screenshots from what apparently was a message from the ex-wife of that guy in the bar who said that he's a violent guy at home and so on. So he deserves it. But then again, an MMA fighter punching a non-fighter, like in a non-fight setting. I'm not. You can kill a dude, probably. Yeah, he can have like serious damage. I don't know, like Buzz Rutten in an interview with, I think, was it Submission Radio or whoever Buzz Rutten said this, he was like, first I thought it's not cool what Joe Schilling did, but after seeing the messages from the ex-wife, seeing that this guy definitely deserved it, it puts in a different light. And maybe it puts in a different light, but still a trained killer, a trained fighter, knocking someone out cold in a bar. Why not take the wife or go to the police or something? But Plus Joe Schilling said, that he's racist and he said racist stuff in the bar. That the wife came out afterwards might be convenient right now, but he didn't know that back then when he punched him, right? I guess so. Doesn't really matter because it didn't affect his decision making. He just decided, I'm gonna put this guy down. Let's see. I still think he's gonna have to pay for that eventually. I'm not saying he should or he should not, but I think he will. The last thing that happened this week that I think is like noteworthy is the Becky Lynch promo for Conor McGregor. 2 Irish superstars, last kickers. And I like the man. I like Becky. I liked her in WWE. I don't like that she's with Seth Rollins. But I liked her run in WWE, her last run to the title. It was awesome. Great storytelling, great promos. But this promo, way too scripted, sounds super boring. Her voice just does not, show any excitement. Usually UFC promos are like, yeah, and you're like, yes, I can feel the excitement. The Becky Lynch one is just, she's just reading. It's not really exciting, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Becky. I'm sorry. Don't kick my ass. All right, that's all that happened, I think, that I want to talk about, I guess. Let's jump into the preview section of today's podcast. And there will only be a UFC preview because Bellator is the week after. One Championship is end of July. And PFL is going to start with the playoffs in August. So let's jump into UFC 264. And there's a lot to talk about. And let's start at the bottom and just make our way up. So bottom, I just mean like how it's structured in the card. No offense towards anyone. So the first one that I want to talk about is Amari Akhmedov versus Brett Tavares on the prelims. That's where Brett Tavares is right now. Remember when Tavares just came up and like, oh my God, Brett Tavares is really good. I do hope he finds his groove again. I kind of like him. Like Brett Tavares is kind of cool. Maybe ever since the Stylebender fight back then, people saw him like as, I don't know, on the losing path or something. I'm not sure. I liked him. I think, didn't he win his last fight in January? I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm hoping for Brett Tavares. How why stand up? So taking Brett Tavares here over Omari Akhmedov. We then see Jennifer Maia versus Jessica Evil Eye. Jennifer Maia from almost beating Valentina Shevchenko now to second or third fight on the prelims. That's really fast, right, in the women's division. Taking Jennifer Maia. I mean, she looked good in this one round against Valentina, and then 2 rounds, and then Jessica Eye is Jessica Eye. I'm not gonna say anything. She's gonna hunt me down or something. So Jennifer Maia, you go, girl. You got this. We also then have in the prelims Trevin Giles versus Dricus Duplessis, and I'm sorry, that's the one guy I don't know on the card. So I'm going for Trevin Giles here. Trevin Giles. The few times I watched him, he looked good, and then what? But mostly he looked good, so I'm going for Trevin Giles here. Then the fight that I'm really excited about, and I hope you too, Ryan Hall back in the picture. I think almost the first time in almost a year. I think last time was August last year or something. Was it Ilya Topuria? Maybe Ilya Topuria is someone who doesn't know Ryan Hall, and that's why he accepted the fight. Ryan Hall always like having trouble finding people that accept fights with him. So it's Ryan Hall back. It's gonna win by ankle lock. Should be fun. That should be fun. I'm glad Ryan Hall got a fight again. The highlight of the prelims, the natural born killer Carlos Condit back in action versus Max Payne Griffin. This should be fun. That's a great matchmaking right there. I can never pick against Carlos Condit because it's Carlos Condit. I wouldn't be surprised if Griffin takes it, obviously, but let's go NBK. Let's go. Come on, Carlos Condit, you got this. Yes, old people stand up. This should be fun. It should be a fun bout, like fun back and forth, lots of blood, lots of pain, lots of violence. Can't wait. Great ending to the prelims, I believe. The first fight on the main card is gonna be Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutinho. That was a surprise fight after his opponent dropped out. Everyone wanted to fight Sugar Sean, and eventually it's someone that no one knows. Like he makes his debut, I believe, for the UFC. He's 9-4 or something, I believe, I'm not mistaken. Chris Moutinho. Charles Sonnen praised him. He's like, he doesn't know him, but he's ready. He was ready. They asked him. He said yes, and so that's how he ended up in the spot. So kudos to Chris Moutinho. But what happened with all the famous guys who called out Sean O'Malley? Like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Everybody wanted to fight Sean O'Malley, and in the end, no one gets it. Kind of weird, right? Gotta have to go with Sean O'Malley here, like more experienced, ranked fighter, and so on. Just imagine if he doesn't win against like this newcomer that's doesn't have a great record and no one knows. That would be terrible. So of course, guessing Sean O'Malley via highlight knockout, and then you're gonna say again, but he hasn't fought anyone yet. We didn't see for the women's Irene Aldana versus Yana Kunitskaya. I'm not sure, to be honest. I thought about it a lot. I'm not sure who I'm going for. It's like with Yana Kunitskaya, I think she first came into the UFC with the fight against Amanda. Was it her first fight? Not sure, but that's when she just got destroyed, right? But then, she does look good when she looks good. Same for Irene Aldana, though. I'm not sure. It's a toss-up for me, to be honest. Maybe it shows that I'm just a casual. I'm saying Irene Aldana, gut feeling right now, but that's really all I can do in this case. I'm gonna watch it close. I'm gonna be hopefully entertained, and may the best woman win. Then we have Tai Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. Shui time. Woo! My feeling says Greg Hardy is gonna bounce back from his first loss. My everything else, emotions, of course, gonna say, Tai Tuivasa, you got this, come on. Beat Greg Hardy up. That should be fun, the slugfest. Or Greg Hardy tries to play it safe. Could also be the case, right? I hope Tuivasa gets his hands into Greg Hardy's face. And then we have Shui time afterwards again. Funny how Tai Tuivasa lost 2 or 3 in a row, almost got cut. Be then he wins one, and now he's back. He's the third fight on the card. The third from the top, right? The co-main event, and it's the one time where I'm not gonna say may the best man win. Well, I hope the best man is gonna be Wonderboy. But even if Wonderboy is not the best man, I don't care. He has to win. Wonderboy, you got this. Gilbert Burns, also super nice dude apparently. And usually I like Gilbert Burns, but it's Wonderboy. Come on, man. Wonderboy needs to hold this title. End of the year, Wonderboy needs to be the champion. Can we make this happen? Yeah, 6 months, 5 months, right? Yeah, come on. End of 2021, beginning 2022, Wonderboy needs the title. So I hope Wonderboy goes out, does those takedowns, picks Burns apart, maybe gets him out there at some point, and eventually gets the freaking title shot that he deserves again. He already won against Woodley. That majority draw was BS, and we all know it. So, time for Stephen Thompson to one more time shine. The NMF needs the UFC belt. I saw a comment today, I'm not sure, on Facebook or wherever, it said if Stephen Thompson wins, John Morgan's going to ask, hey Dana, so is Stephen Thompson going to be next in line for a title shot? And Dana's going to be well, let's see how things play out. We're not matchmaking right now. you know it. Stephen, Wonderboy, you got this. Wonderboy. Just imagine Stephen Thompson wins, gets the title shot, and then in front of a live crowd, Tenacious D plays Stephen Thompson to the ring. That would be awesome. Tenacious D, Jack Black, make it happen. Stephen, win. I don't even care about the main event. I just want Stephen Thompson to win this. So, of course, I'm picking Wonderboy. All right. Via Hadouken, by the way. All right, main event, Dustin the Diamond Porier versus Conor the whiny McGregor. I'm sorry, but he's just whining all the time. So Dustin Porier versus Conor McGregor. Toss up, right? Is it motivated Conor? Angry Dustin, smart Dustin. I hope Dustin Poirier doesn't take it too easy, because last time the leg kicks really it made it look easy, right? I hope he doesn't go out and thinks he can do the same thing again. I hope he doesn't fall in McGregor's trap. McGregor came out and said first to shoot is a dusty bitch or something like this, right? To shoot for the takedown. I'm sure he wants Dustin to shoot for a takedown so that he can land whatever he prepared, like an overhand right, a knee or whatever, right? They probably drilled this, let him shoot and then just knock him out. So let's hope Dustin doesn't go for that. Just clinch him up, trip him to the floor, go for RNC or whatever. But don't fall for I'm just gonna shoot and show him. Don't do that, Dustin. But I think Dustin Poirier is just too smart in the ring right now to fall for this. I hope so. I think motivated McGregor isn't as motivated as he wants us to believe, and that's why I think that as soon as Dustin hurts him, McGregor's gonna be F this, I don't need to be here, and then Dustin gets him out. So that's my hope, my prediction. I would not be surprised if Dustin goes for a freaking takedown early on. McGregor I don't know, knocks him out in like 30 seconds or something. Yeah, could also happen. All right, so those are my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are. Yeah, shout out. This time no Bellator this week, and no one Bellator next week, one even after PFL also in August. So let me know, what are your predictions for UFC 260? Where are we at 4? Yes, let me know. McGregor, Porier, Stephen Thompson, Gilbert Burns. If you say Gilbert Burns, you're not my friend. Let me know your predictions for all those fights. I'm looking forward to discussing things. Follow and discuss social media at funkitpod or via email funkitpod@gmail.com. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see and talk to you after the fights. Saudi Cup.